Hey, Coach Wheeler here, and today I want to talk to you about the cost and the offset against the value of working with a professional like myself, life coach, therapist, psychologist, and how we can help you and how we can bring value to your life, but at what cost? And also looking at the true cost of what it actually is for you. Now, normally when I sit down with people, we look at a package of sessions, and that can look like a daunting amount. We all have to get paid for our time. If I go and work with a hairdresser or a bricklayer or a mechanic, we pay them for their time. So that is how it is. And sometimes it can be a daunting thing. But when you look at the actual cost of what it is, it's minuscule. And every time I speak to people at the end of the sessions or at the end of working with them for 3 weeks, 6 months, 2 years, whatever it is, and some people are ongoing, they always tell me how much it was worth every penny. And they'll say, even if it cost me 10 times the money, it's worth every penny, because how I feel now and the centered balance and how at peace I am with my life and the tools I now have to go forward and deal with my problems, my issues, and get on with my life is massive, And I look at it that, another person who came to me for some sessions was in debt. Their drinking was out of control. They were taking drugs. They'd spent money on trips, on shopping sprees, on all these different things, trying to cope with the problem or cope with the symptoms, and just got themselves in more debt. And then the actual things they were doing to try and cope with it were then the problem as well. So not only did they have the initial problem, but they had the problem that caused from all the stuff they were doing to try and cope with it, because they're not trained to do it. It's not what they do. But a trained professional like myself is. And sometimes we have this void and this hole. We have a problem, the symptoms from the problem, and then we try and fill it full of stuff, drinking, parties, and all that stuff. So the financial cost can have a knock-on effect and cost you more and more money. But where people don't realize the cost is not only the cost to your pocket, your wallet, and your finances, but it's the cost to your health and your sanity and the balance in your life and the people around you. Because if you start throwing money down the toilet and start drinking too much and it's getting out of hand and you're getting in debt, it can have a knock-on effect with your family, with your work, where you're late for work and you're not turning up. You've got no money because you can't pay the bills because you're drinking too much and you're doing all those things. So the cost to your health and your wealth is immeasurable. How do you put a price on that? And just to take it one further, and to give you an example, a guy that I worked with came to me with a problem. We worked through it. And when I spoke to him some time afterwards, he said, basically, you saved my marriage. And when you look at that, and I was kind of like, wow, what a massive thing for him to say. So not only did he pay me, but the actual reward of him saying those words was massive. But if you sit down and look at the cost of an average divorce, what would that have cost him? It would have cost him 50 times more than what he paid me for my coaching. Do you see what I'm saying? So when he said I'd saved his marriage, it was like, wow, okay, well, if you looked at that, if you were a bean counter or an accountant and you look down that and look at the economics of it, you'd say you've actually saved him a lot of money. So you see, it's the cost against the value. And listen, I'm not trying to do this as a sales pitch and say, well, you definitely should come and spend all your money with me and I can solve all your problems. But it's just looking at working with a professional and how they can make a change in your life for the better, and to actually be beneficial to you in your life, to help you deal with those problems and face life on full on. And then when you do go and have a weekend away and you enjoy yourselves and you have a shopping spree, you're not doing it to try and deal with those symptoms or hide the problem. You're doing it just to have fun, just to enjoy yourself and have that experience. Someone once said to me, well, what it costs you for an hourly rate, I could go and buy myself this, that, and the other. And it's like, yeah, you will have that physical thing, but you're not going to solve the problem. You're not going to deal with the issue at hand that is bothering you, that's giving you sleepless nights, it's making you overthink, and it's causing you anxiety and a bit of depression. I don't want to see that. And it's like, look, it's worth spending 5 sessions with me or 10 sessions with me to get rid of that problem and cope with it, and then have a better life, a more peaceful, balanced life, So that's what I wanted to bring you today. It's a bit of a different one and maybe a little bit outside of the box, but I hope that helps and I hope it makes sense. And yeah, I hope that brings something to you. So look forward to more coaching tips, advice from Coach Wheeler. Like, subscribe, tell a friend or tell all your friends, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a wonderful day. Peace.